Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm David. I like to review computer components, build PCs, and give you guys my honest opinions on how it performs and what you would expect if you were to purchase the same parts or similar parts. And today I've managed to build an entire computer in 2026 for $250. And what I'd like to do are three different things. Number one, what exact components are in this build and how much did they cost me? Number two, how much would you expect if you were to purchase these parts or similar parts? And then number three, I would like to run through 4 different games to give you an idea of how this $250 PC would perform if you were to purchase it. Those specific games are going to be Arc Raiders, Borderlands 4, Fortnite, and Black Myth Wukong. So let's go ahead and dive into the parts and how much each of those cost me. The first up, we have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 Corsair RAM. Hopefully you guys can see that. This was actually free. I built my friend a PC, sold it to him, and he gave me all of his old stuff because he's an awesome person. Number two, we have a Gigabyte 1660 Super. This was $80. You can find those in the market for $80 to $120, and you should be fine. Number three, we purchased a Raid Max Cobra 650 watt power supply. This thing is dirt cheap, gold rated. You can get these for $39.99, sometimes $35 on Newegg. Definitely should look into purchasing that. Also, we purchased a Crucial, here let me try to get you guys close enough, a Crucial 512 gigabyte SSD. That was $62. They're going up a lot. That's about the price you can expect, or if you're watching this later on, it might have already gone up. And where we got the really good deal, so we managed to get a Ryzen 7 2700X. So this is a couple generations old at this point, but it's still on AM4. This case and the motherboard that came behind it, which is a B450 Gaming Pro Carbon AC, all for $75. And there's another component that we managed to get for that, bundled in that $75, and we got this all off of Facebook Marketplace. We also got a Cooler Master fan. Now, one thing I do want to discuss if you were looking into purchasing used or using someone else's old products, because that's what this entire video is going to be about. The only thing new in this was the power supply and the SSD. This almost fell apart on me, and probably because I'm not as smart as other people, but when I went to put on these fans, I had to take this off to try and take the picture and show you guys this CPU right here, this 2700X. I couldn't get these to reattach to this, what is this called, a radiator, a pump, a block? I'm not sure. Some of you are smarter than I am and you'll know. So I had to get ingenious and look up a way online, and we're going to, if you guys can see, use this CPU Cooler Master with zip ties on it. So if you're in the market for used products and you're attempting to build something at a price similar to this or even close, you're gonna have to do a lot of research. You're gonna have to do a lot of troubleshooting. It took me like 2 hours, sadly, whatever, to figure out something like that because I'm not super experienced and I haven't used that product all that often. So there's no instruction manuals that come with it. You don't get warranty. So a lot of times if you buy used, you're going to end up doing a lot of troubleshooting and problem solving. However, I did suggest that we are going to talk about what it would cost if you were to purchase all of this. So it was $250 for me. For 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, you can probably find that for $50 to $75 on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, or you can get much nicer RAM for $200. I wouldn't do it if I were you. A case, this is not a great airflow case. You could find a much better case than this and probably pay $50. So we're adding an extra $100 onto this build. A decent B450, you can pay $70 for, so that's another 70, so we're at 170 total. And the CPU itself, you could probably find the 2700X for $50 to $75. You could find a 4500 or a 3600 AMD4 AM4 for around the same price, maybe with a stock cooler. So that one will be negated, and you really don't need a cooler like this. It'll help, but you could find a fan cooler for $20. So we're gonna add an extra $190. So if you were to try and build a computer similar to this, you could probably expect to pay, what is that? $250 plus 190, so $360, $460. So this is essentially a $460 computer. Let's go ahead and dive into those games and show you guys exactly how this $250, or if you were to try and build it. Now, a caveat here is if you are online, and I should have mentioned this earlier, and you're talking to people and you're on Facebook Marketplace, like a lot of times they'll give you a really good deal. So the guy that sold me the 2700X, I initially just said, hey, I'd like to get the 2700X from you. And then he's like, okay, I don't know, 50? I was like, okay, what about for the motherboard too? And he's like, I don't know, 75. Well, actually, if I give you that, do you just want to take the motherboard and the case too? Or the case and the fan? And he like gave me everything for $75. So there's a strong chance that like, if you're just honest and you're open and you're on Facebook Marketplace, probably not eBay, but like Facebook Marketplace and you're meeting up with people, a lot of times they'll give you really good deals. So it doesn't hurt to ask. It's probably gonna take you a lot longer to build a PC like this than if you were to go and just buy all brand new parts, because you could have it all shipped to you within a week most likely, but you're gonna spend probably a couple $100 more. So if you are building used, you are attempting to build really budget like this, you need to do your research, understand what you're looking for, what is compatible, and you're gonna have to do a lot of troubleshooting most likely, because it's not gonna work like it's out of the box. So let's go ahead and dive into those games, get a better understanding of how it performs. I have not played any games on this yet, so all the reactions are gonna be 100% authentic, and you're gonna see in real time, just like I am, if it actually plays or if we wasted $250. All right, you guys, so we are in Black Myth Wukong. I was gonna screen record this through the computer using OBS, but I felt that it might be a little laggy given the specs of this, and I didn't wanna create any, because most of you guys probably aren't going to be recording or using this for kind of streaming or YouTube content. So I just wanted to show you everything just raw computer horsepower. So you can see like the GPU temperature up here, the percentage, how much of the VRAM it's using. I think this is a 1660 Super, comes with 8 gigs. I think it's either 6 or 8. The CPU temperature, which is really good. The percentage that's being used, how much RAM we're actually using, the speed that it's running at, and then the FPS. So we're running at 50 super resolution on this. Everything is at medium. Honestly, it looks pretty solid for a $250 PC. So we are on it should be noted, usually when I record videos, I do a 1440p 165 hertz refresh rate monitor, but this is a 1080p 60 FPS. So I am playing on a monitor that would be accordingly for, why am I so low on health? But it doesn't, it doesn't look that bad. For $250, Black Myth Wukong is a really demanding game, and this is 1080p medium. So I'm gonna maybe go try to find someone to fight really quick. Make sure I don't waste all of your guys' time. I don't play Black Myth Wukong as often as some of the other games I own, so let's attempt to go do that real quick. 100 FPS still. Now the only thing I'm noticing is the GPU is getting a little hot, but other than that, I think they're usually created for an 85 degree. And like I mentioned, the PC case that I have running it on, or running it in, is not great for airflow. Are there little toads down here? Yeah, there are. Okay, no stutters there. Oh. Okay. Cool. I haven't noticed any stuttering. We're still sitting around 80 FPS. I don't think we have frame generation on. Let me double check that really quick. Oh, it is on auto. So what if we turn it off? What if we turn frame gen off here? I guess we had TSR on. So if we turn frame generation off, I mean, we're still getting 70 FPS, and I think, what, a PlayStation 5 might get 60. Now you can see, like, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can definitely see, like, the hair and stuff looks kind of bad with the frame gen off. So, I mean, you might as well turn frame gen on. Oh, it's the graphics. Can we go even higher? What was... Oh, this doesn't do... this is a 1660 Super. I don't think it has the DLSS. Okay, that didn't really help much. But yeah, I mean, other than like some minor things... Again, this game came out, what, 2024? And it was like... it still is like used for like the most demanding graphics cards that exist. So not bad. Let's go ahead and jump over to Borderlands 4. All right, so we do have Borderlands 4 loaded up. I am slightly concerned at the GPU temperature percentage. It should not be that high. Also do remember we put the zip ties on the CPU cooler, but the CPU cooler is running fine. The internet says that it's capable of running up to 85 degrees, and you have to think that that's where the CPU itself is actually touching, and it's at its hottest point. So the top of the fan and the bottom of the fan aren't reaching nearly that temperature. So again, I'm a little concerned because the 1660 Super is not supposed to hit above 85 degrees, ideally below 80, but Borderlands 4 is a really demanding game. We have everything on the absolute lowest that we can set it at. I even turned frame generation off. I might turn it on here just to identify. I don't even know what I'm supposed to turn on. I guess I don't even have any of it. Whatever. We'll go with TSR. We'll go with ultra performance. We'll apply. Everything else is on as low as we can possibly set it. I've used the 1660 Super before. Okay, there we go. The temperatures are starting to come down a little bit. So, oh wow, that looks terrible. I mean, we're getting 60 FPS, but it looks really ugly. Like really bad. I'm gonna have to, this is unplayable for me, guys. I have to turn on something here. Level of detail, texture pool. Which one is the one that's gonna take, like, can I turn this back up? Something on here. No, that wasn't the one. Something on here. It's just like not even lookable. Let's go to balanced. Let's try balanced. Turn this back down, and I know that you guys can probably see this here. So drop down to 62 FPS. Okay, that's slightly better. I mean, you can tell that there's a little more. It's not just a color and a shape. Like there's a little bit of detail on it. 50 FPS. The GPU temperature has gone down now. The CPU is looking okay. So you definitely have to lower everything on it for Borderlands. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Dang, that gun is so strong. 50 FPS, 80 degrees. Now, I forgot to mention this. I am actually giving this PC away this Saturday in like a challenge. I am going to recommend whoever wins this thing. Yeah, there is a little bit of stuttering in it too. It's not 100% smooth, but to be fair, like this is not a game that is designed for a 1660 Super or a CPU that's what, 8 years old at this point. You know, this is not the optimal build. This even struggled with like the 5090s when it came out. Oh, I don't have enough ammo for all this. But I'm still playing it. Like that's the thing is, I built this for $250. Oh my gosh. I'm still playing it, and like I'm in a heavy area here. I need the shotgun. This is a pretty heavy area, and I'm still getting 50 FPS. The GPU temperature hasn't gone up like crazy high or anything, so like I can't complain. You know, for again $250, if you go out and like bargain and hunt and do everything in your power to work it this way, this is very playable. So let's go ahead and switch over. We're gonna try Fortnite, which is a much less demanding game, and see how that runs. All right, so we are in Fortnite on the battle bus here. I'm going to go ahead and drop in real quick. So I'll show you the settings here in a minute. Again, GPU temperature, 68 degrees. The CPU is going to get it utilized. It's all the way to 100% on this game. So you can kind of expect that. But we're sitting at 70 FPS, which for a $250 PC is not bad. I always have issues with Fortnite running well, regardless of what computer I'm on. So it's not like super surprising that, oh man, it's not super surprising that it's not great. 100 FPS, 100 FPS. Are we noticing like any kind of latency or? It's not beautiful. I'll tell you guys that much. It's not beautiful. 100 FPS, 75 degrees on the GPU, 69%. Let's go attempt to get into like a fight, get some kind of stuff going here. See how much like we're gonna notice. My mouse sensitivity is not high enough. And now it's probably too high. This is what you get whenever you like test out a bunch of things. Okay, so we hear somebody, but where do we hear them is the question. 100 FPS, I think they're below. I'm probably gonna die, just so you guys are aware. Like, I'm not very good. Oh, this is a bot, right? Where is this person? I'm very confused. They're above me? Oh, you can climb up stuff? Uh-oh, okay. There was a big stutter. So 79 degrees on the... Someone's flying? What is happening? I think there's still someone below me too. Oh, there we go. Where'd that person go? Oh, we did some damage. What does this thing do again? See if we can get over there. 82 degrees on the temperature on the GPU. Ah, we died. Okay, so it is pretty laggy. Let's go ahead and jump into one more, and I'll show you guys the settings that we're on real quick. I think I'm going to lower it. I'm going to try to go full screen and see if there's anything that we can change here. Shadows off, textures off, effects off, post-processing. We'll probably turn all of it off and see if that will help up the FPS. It does feel a little stuttery here. But again, this is an old system. I mean, at this point, the graphics card is 7 years old. The CPU is 8 years old. This is kind of what you would expect out of something of that age. Effects, not epic. Low. Apply. Keep changes. Everything else should be all the way off. Okay, did that help? Oh yeah, that feels a lot smoother. It's ugly. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's ugly. Yeah, that's definitely ugly. Let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and land in a hot spot here. But this, I feel like you could kind of play on this. I mean, it's not beautiful. So here's the other thing about like old technology like this is it also does run hot. It doesn't run at the capacity that like you would like it to, or that you would have if you would have purchased it in the beginning. So 70 FPS here off the drop, 120 FPS. I'm also spending more time on Fortnite here because I know the people that are looking at this kind of video are probably going to want to play a game like Fortnite. Just because, you know, if you can only buy a computer for $250, $300, you're probably not going to go out and spend $70 on Borderlands 4, Black Myth Wukong, or we're going to test Arc Raiders too. I mean, that's still 40 bucks. Hey, wait, this is an OG spot, isn't it? I remember this place. I used to play Fortnite a long time ago. Where are the people at? Where's the chest? Oh, there's a big stutter. We're not even around people and we're getting lag, so. Oh, there's a person. I hear someone. Where are they? Okay. Well, I'm really bad. 120 FPS. That feels like a good place for me to embarrass myself and stop. We'll go ahead and go to the next game. I think, what do we have now? We have Ark Raiders. Cool. All right, guys, we were in Ark Raiders before. I've never actually played the game before, so we're in some kind of tutorial mode. To be honest, this looks amazing, and we're sitting at 100 FPS. And the graphic fidelity is awesome. It seems very responsive. This seems smoother than... That's crazy to say this seems smoother than Fortnite. I'm going to show you the settings here real quick. So we're on borderless full screen. Can I do any kind of frame generation? On. It's fully upscaled. Let's go for... No, I like the balanced here. Field of view 70. Everything is on medium. Dang, 130 FPS. Holy, now I will imagine that this will be a lot lower when I'm in an actual fight, but this looks really good. Oh my gosh, talk about a well-optimized game. You can find loot. Man, 140 FPS? The GPU is still running hot, but like, whatever. Wow, this looks incredible. The CPU is running really cool on this game. So I don't know, the GPU is probably okay. If I were, we'll talk about more of this stuff afterwards, but I just want to look at this a little further because again, this is on 8-year-old CPU, 7-year-old GPU. Oh. Ow. Can I heal here? How do I heal? Can I jump? Okay. Wow, this game is cool. I'm actually going to try this out at some point. Can I go loot that guy? Okay. 150 FPS? Oh my gosh. Some doors require breaching. Man, this is running so smooth and responsive. Guys, I'm literally blown away because Fortnite came out in 2016 or 15 or something like that. It's at this point it's 11 years old, but it runs so poorly. Why did I shot me? Wow, look at the graphic quality on this, and you guys can see that too. I know that there's a little bit of light right here, but that's because I have a stage light set up there so that it's a little brighter so you guys can see it. I'm sorry. Man, look at that. On this equipment that I paid $250 for, this is nuts. I'm blown away. I am legitimately blown away at the quality of this. Does that heal me? How do I use that? How do I use quick use stuff? Q? Ah. Oh, I used it all. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and wrap up the video there, kind of talk about our thoughts. So final thoughts after using this $250 computer are, it's a really good deal. It's a really good build. You know, if you were to go out and buy a console or something like that, aren't they like $500 or $600 or $700? I don't really know at this point, but for $250 or, you know, probably $460 if you weren't to get some of these amazing deals, this is a really, really good build. The only other thoughts I have on it are, it does run really hot because it's old equipment, but to be fair, I have studio lights on which generate a lot of heat. I am in a tiny office with the door closed, so I'm not getting a lot of competing noise. It's hot in here already, and then turning on some very demanding games for this thing is gonna make it even hotter. So you could probably, like, I have a fan above me, but I'm not turning it on because it'll ruin or distort the quality that you guys hear from the mic. I would turn on a fan, open the door, just make the room the ambient temperature cooler, and it should be a lot better. And then also, like, if I did own this and I played on this permanently, when I used to have an older PC, I would just take the case off, take the side case off, and it would run a lot cooler. That is my daughter. Do you guys want to see her? Here, you want to come talk to the camera?
No.
Come on.
I think
Say hi.
no.
No, you don't want to say hi?
No.
I do hope that this has been helpful for you guys, that you have enjoyed the content, that it has brought you some value. Big shout out to Sanford Business Experts for sponsoring the video. It's a recruiting company that I own. We use it as a marketing tool to get this equipment, let you guys know about it. And I love reviewing tech, building tech, and finding ways to save people money. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, if you feel like it's brought you value, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and also, as I mentioned, I am actually going to be holding an event where I give this PC away. I'm doing an axe throwing contest video that I'm doing this Saturday. If you watch it, it's probably Tuesday or Wednesday today. That video will be up next week, so look for that. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.